I was born ready. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. I was born ready, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. Now, I posted a video about Canelo yesterday. He's training. He's working himself back into the fight game. His last fight, he dogged Liam Smith, as we all expected. Got a thumb injury on his right hand, and now he's slowly but surely back to using two hands. You've seen the video, and that's a current video of him. He's using both hands, showing the tremendous hand speed. He has slow feet. If Canelo had faster feet, he's already a problem. But if he had faster feet, he'd be real difficult for anybody to deal with. But we know what Canelo struggles with. He struggles with more so guys with good legs, lateral movers. If you bring the fight straight to him non-stop, and that's the only mode you know, let's say if Ruslan Provodnikov was in his division, it wouldn't be a good look, because if you in his wheelhouse, you in range to get fucked up. And he has a left hook from hell that I showed you guys yesterday on that video. So guys like James Kirkland and Gulo, who lack defense, it's just not a good look. You know what I mean? Unless you clip him with something and he can't recover. But so far, Canelo's pretty tough. He has the competitive spirit, and it looks like he has a solid beard. Now, you're talking about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. That's, to me, a difficult fight for him. And it's just based on size. If you're going bar for bar, line for line, technique for technique, Canelo clearly has the better technique and skill set. But when you're dealing with all them pounds and gaining weight and stuff, it's a totally different fight. And I'm going to keep stressing that, and I'm going to keep saying that. Same thing with Kell Brook and Gennady Golovkin. And I'm not comparing Chavez Jr. to Golovkin or Canelo to Kell Brook, because they're all their own independent fighters. However, when you're moving up suddenly all that weight, then you're in a whole different stratosphere, a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? It's like, let's say a fifth grader being in an elementary school, and they're very smart, and they're smarter than everybody in the class. And some of them, in some of these boxing instances, this is not even an accurate assessment or analogy, because some of them haven't even proved that they're the smartest in the class, and they still move up. You know what I'm saying? But for the sake of argument, let's say you're doing really good, and then the teacher's like, man, this kid's really smart. And they go from elementary school, 5th grade, and they put you into the middle school in 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? No transition. You don't go to 7th grade. You just go straight up to 8th grade. That's the equivalent of moving up all those pounds. You guys may look at it like, oh, it's a scale, 4, 6 pounds. It's not that big of a difference. But it clearly is. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, who some of you guys have as #1 pound for pound, right? He moved up 3 pounds, fought a champion, and his power looked a lot less effective than a ton of his other fights in the lower division. So moving up only 3 pounds, and Carlos Cuadras was able to take his power a lot better than guys like Brian Valoria and past opponents like Valentin Leon and guys with records with 32 losses and whoever else he fought, right? So Estrada, Estrada actually gave him some good work and went to decision, but you guys get what I'm saying. And Roman Gonzalez only moved up 3 pounds. So imagine moving up from 154 in your last fight with Liam Smith to 165. I'm telling you, you guys can, Chavez, he's done this, whatever. If he's focused and he's trying to scrap with his chin, it's going to be a tough fight from my view. If Canelo went in there and just chopped him up, it was nothing, like it was Angulo Part 2, then I would give Canelo a lot of props, because I don't think it'll be that type of fight. I think it'll be more of a gutsy performance where Canelo's gonna have to search for something. And that's kind of how it is at the elite level. Guys who have fought at the elite level, most of these guys aren't anxious to go into journeyman status or become forgotten or not have any type of future paydays. Whether they can pull it off or not, it's not what they're looking to do. You know what I mean? Like Chris Algieri, all the people he fought that he lost to recently, he wasn't trying. I don't think he was trying to lose. I don't think he wasn't eating right or wasn't not eating right and taking his training camp seriously. It just so happened that Pacquiao, far too powerful, far too experienced, too much speed, southpaw awkward, Errol Spence just too big, too strong, good experience, etc. You know what I mean? Those guys that he was losing to. But I mean, these guys are coming to fight. Again, whether they can pull the trigger and execute and actually pull an upset, that remains to be seen. But that's my personal opinion on the Chavez Jr. fight. I want to see it. I think it's a big fight for boxing, and it's an intrigue because of the weight. If they were naturally the same size, then that's a whole different ball game. If Canelo was fighting Chavez Jr. at 160, even if Chavez Jr. when he can make 160, and then Chavez Jr. had been making that weight, that'd probably be a different fight. But going from 54 to 65, 11 pounds is pretty extreme. Because the same could be said where if Kell Brook weighed, if he was the guy, if Golovkin jumped up 2 weight classes to fight Kell Brook, then I would probably pick Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? So weight matters. And it's good to see Canelo back. I just want to see what's next. He's one of the guys carrying the torch, one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star after Floyd Mayweather. And I say Floyd because Floyd is not even in the sport. He hasn't even fought in a year, over a year, and he's still relevant. You know what I'm saying? You go to YouTube channels that have videos with Floyd, look at the views that it gets. You know what I mean? And then go look at another like Dennis Shafikov versus Jamel Herring, or his fight with Richard Comey, and then look at the views on something like that. And I'm not trying to clown, it's what it is. Floyd is still relevant. You know what I mean? He can call Conor McGregor a bitch or say something to TMZ and it's viral the next day. You know what I mean? Conor McGregor's a bitch. And people on Fox Undisputed are talking about it and all types of stuff. So yeah, I want to see what Canelo chooses. Is it going to be like a Billy Joe Saunders or whatnot? But I like Canelo's fight game. I think he can scrap. And I'm looking, he looks pretty big, and I think he's naturally outgrowing 54, and I think his team realizes that. And I think he didn't look good to me at the weigh-in for the Liam Smith fight, so that's a sign that at age 26, he's probably going. Because I know when I turned 26, I started really, like, I feel like I got a little bit taller. I was able to put size on in the gym better. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of the defining years for me. You know what I mean? Like 25, 26, right around there. That's where I actually started like picking up some size and no longer having like a young 20s teenager type frame. You know what I'm saying? I started coming into my own as a man. So I know Canelo's probably getting that in that age, that point of no return. So I don't think he can even keep making 154 for like 3 more fights or anything like that. So I think it's time he moves up. We obviously all want to see Golovkin. Golovkin has his biggest test against Danny Jacobs, so it's going to be all eyes on that. And it's all eyes on who Canelo picks next. I'm curious to see what his team decides after pretty much a year where Canelo's name in 2016 was dragged through the mud. It wasn't a good year for him, needless to say. And also, speaking of not being a good year, rest in peace to Carrie Fisher, man. 2016 has taken away some absolute legends. Rest in peace to Ricky Harris, comedian. He was on Def Comedy Jam. He's the DJ Easy on the Snoop Dogg classic album, Doggy Style. Alan Thicke, David Bowie, George Michael, Prince, of course, Muhammad Ali. This man is ugly. I shook up the world. Like Kimbo Slice, man. 2016 has been awful when it comes to taking away some of our legends. So rest in peace again to everyone I mentioned, and Carrie Fisher. It was just announced she died at age 60 today. Let me know what you guys think of Canelo. What do you want to see next from Icos Born Ready? Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.